What's up guys, it's Brandon Childs. Today I'm going over an exercise I call the low side steps. Now, this is a movement that's going to really teach you how to properly engage your glutes, hamstrings, and abs together in a really low position while moving laterally. And this is really going to be important for sports, obviously, because you want to be in a nice low athletic position to where you're not going to injure yourself, but also where you could perform better. But it's also going to be good for regular people because anytime you're bending over and moving around, you want to make sure that you're using your legs and your core so that you're not putting yourself at risk of injury of using your knees and your lower back. So when you're doing these low side steps, the main thing you want to remember throughout the motion is that you want to stay in a nice low but athletic position. What this means is you want your hips to be as low as you possibly can. You don't have to overstrain yourself, get them super low, but ideally you want to keep them the same level as your knees as much as possible. You don't want your chest fully laying down like that. You don't want your back straight up, because if you lift your chest too high, what you'll notice is I have this really strong arch in my lower back and I'm not using my glutes to engage. So rotate your pelvis up in the front to basically lock in your abs so that you're not using your lower back, and then drop your hips down. You'll be at a nice 45-degree angle with your trunk. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight, but you also don't want to be perfectly flat and parallel to the floor. So once you're in that nice, good athletic position, last part I will mention is that you always want to keep your toes pointing straight forward. You don't want them turning off to the side, because when you go to step to the side, you see I'm putting a lot of strain on my knees and I'm not using my glutes at all. So at all times, keep these knees or toes and ankles pointing forward. So once you're in that good athletic position, then keep your chest up. All you're going to do, emphasize really staying as low as you can with your butt same level as your knees. You're going to basically do like a crab walk, stepping to the side. And when you step, it's not like a side lunge. You're stepping, but keeping your hips centered, and then you're sliding over to the side and bring this foot about hip width. And then when you go to the other way, the exact same thing. You step as far as you comfortably can, and then you slide to the other side while maintaining that ab engagement and keeping your hips low. And it really opens up your hips, works the adductors, glutes, hamstrings, everything is stabilizing properly to keep you nice and safe. And if you do want to add some weight to it, you can have one dumbbell, you can hold it up in the front like this. You can have two, where you're resting them on your shoulders like that. You can have a plate, whatever you want. I usually use two dumbbells like this, rest them on my shoulders. So now I'm doing a side step, and it's a little more challenging. But again, you shouldn't feel this in your lower back at all. You should really feel it in your abs working to control and stabilize the weights. One other part that I will mention is that when you do step to the side, if you notice, I'm keeping my hips in between my knees, and my knees stay pointing forward the entire time. You don't want to roll to the outside of your foot and your ankle like that and overshift, because then you're putting yourself at risk for a lot of injuries and instability to falling over. So keep the weight on the inside of your foot, and always keep your hips inside your knees at all times, and all the stabilization on the inside of your legs, while not caving your knee in too far. Like I said, just keep it nice and straight in a neutral position. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and if you have any questions or requests, make sure you leave them in the comments so that I can continue to make content that'll bring out your ultra instinct.